Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 6 of our career mode with West Ham United, and we're going to start off straight away. Diablo, the right man for the job. As you know, the club gave me their backing, which was a bit concerning considering we won the first 3 games of the season. That is a little bit of a worry, but thankfully the board, the chairman, the club are 100% behind me, which is an absolute relief. So I'm really chuffed with that, but we're going to get a move on, we're going to get a shift on. Going to the final stage of the transfer window, where, to be honest with you, we're not going to make any signings. So we're going to have a nice little kitty for when we go into the January transfer window. I know the squad is not the biggest in the world, which is a little bit of a hindrance, but I do feel that we do have enough depth to get us through to January, as long as we don't pick up any major injuries. That could be where we would struggle, but I have faith in our youth system, and I have faith in the players and the youngsters we have as our squad depth. Now, looking at some of the transfers, I've got to say, Falcao to Real Madrid, of course, Oscar to Barcelona, and Cavani has to be the big one from Paris Saint-Germain to Chelsea. I can see that causing us a few problems. The big man at Chelsea, he's a absolutely devastating centre forward, and it would have been nice to bring him to West Ham, but obviously well and truly outside of our budget. But that aside, as I said, we're not going to spend in the transfer window. As you can see, we're coming into the last 2 hours of the window, not going to make any deals, definitely not looking to offload anyone in a loan or even to sell and get some more capital. I'm quite happy with our budget moving into January, as I feel we have a decent budget. You know, we're going to have around about £10 million, which is not too shabby, to be fair. And we have, we have released 3 players, which is quite a bit. Obviously, we lost a few players to contracts that have run out, a few youngsters that we just let go and ended their contract because they just weren't at the level that we required them to be at. It's one of those things. It is unfortunate, and it could possibly backfire on us and cost us, some points throughout the season, especially if we pick up a big injury to a big player. Someone like Enner Valencia picking up an injury would be absolutely devastating, or even Sacco, Marky Noble. We don't want any of our big players to pick up any injuries whatsoever. So the transfer window has shut. Looking at the lads going away, Jarvo, who hasn't really played too many games for us, is getting an England call-up. Poulsen's going away with Denmark, O'Brien with Ireland, Collins and Matthews both going away with Wales. Really chuffed to see the boys picking up international call-ups, and it's nice to see Adam Matthews moves to us and gets his first international call-up, which is absolutely fantastic in my opinion. And as you can see, we will be playing Bristol City in the Capital One Cup away to Bristol City, which should be a very good game. It's going to be a very changed up side. Going to really utilise the depth we do have, change up completely, give some boys some good opportunities and chances to go out there on the park and prove to me they should be playing in the first team. You can see we're going with Bentley, Matthews, Tompkins. I quite like that combination. We've got Burke, we've got O'Brien, we've got Poyet, obviously we've got Jarvo, Nolan, Sacco. Obviously we've got Yusuf, Poulsen starting up front. It's a strong side, as much as it, you could think it could be a little bit weak. We've got Leggett in there as well. I like the formation, and I like to see if we can utilise the depth that we have. And as I say, it could backfire on us. It's a big risk that we've taken by not signing a couple of extra faces, but that's one of those things you have to do in football. Hopefully we get through to January, no big injuries. And as you can see at the start of the game, Bristol City really came at us. They've got nothing to lose. They're in League One. They have nothing to lose, so they're having a good crack at us. But what I did like to see, and what I really did enjoy from the boys, is the fact they were very cool, calm, collected, picking up the ball, knocking it around with some, with some real finesse. Poulsen there, trying to dink the ball over the top. Just wasn't really the right ball at the right time. But it was great to see the ethics coming through and the boys sticking to playing football. Nolan with an opportunity here, left foot, and it just squirms wide off the far post. Keeper really didn't have much of a chance if it was on target, but unfortunately he just squirmed it wide. But great defending from the lads. Poyet really did do a fantastic job sitting in the front of that back four, I've got to say. Really did surprise me how good he actually is. So nice interplay there, and of course the foul by the Bristol City defender going through our centre forward, literally just going straight through him. The ball wasn't even there to be won, he just goes straight through him. As you can see, great run there by Sacco. The ball's not really there to be won for him, he's just letting it run far past himself. He's going to have a left foot shot, but the defender just cleans him out. Nolan steps up, Nolan dispatches it, obviously with Mark Noble being rested. It was a big moment, but Nolan with that cool, calm and collected finish was absolutely fantastic to give us a 1-0 lead just just before the half-time interval. But again, Bristol City really did come at us. It really seemed to wind them up. It literally sparked them into life again, gave them a real impetus, and as you can see, they knocked the ball around quite delightfully in front of our back four, picking up that ball on that right-hand side. As you will see, Javo got himself a little bit out of position there. O'Brien having to come across, trying to cut down the angles as much as possible, but Javo, not the greatest or renowned for his defending, makes it really easy for the Bristol City players, and they do score an absolutely quite exquisite equaliser, to be fair. But you can see Java there, he struggles in that midfield role, he struggles with playing essentially centre midfield. He hasn't got the defensive aspect of his game. He really isn't very good at defending, full stop. Going forward, you know, he's a great outlet, he will get your crosses, he'll do the business, but coming backwards, he really isn't that good, and it's obviously putting a lot of pressure onto Joey O'Brien to do a lot more work, which is a great shame. But as you can see, a bit of a naughty tackle going in there just on the stroke of half-time. The referee didn't book the lad, but we went in at half-time with a 1-1 scoreline. And to be honest, the better team scored the goal. Second, yes, Bristol City, I'd have to say, were probably the better team. They looked more aggressive going forward. We looked a lot more calmer, cooler and composed in possession. As you can see, Sacco picking up the ball there and squirms it wide. Great play there from Poulsen though, picking the pass out with Sacco. Sacco's a very tricky little player, and unfortunately he didn't dispatch it in the back of the net. If that had gone in, that would have been a great goal. But again, Bristol City, a little bit overzealous with their crossing, but they just kept bombing forward, leaving themselves open to the counter-attack at times. Sometimes, you know, overloading us. But again, our defensive side of the game wasn't too bad. But as I say, Javo was causing us a few issues. I decided to make a nice substitution. I thought I'd take off Nolan. He's looking a bit tired, to be fair. Not much game time, as you know, apart from pre-season. So he's missed out on the last 3 games. Hasn't really had too much game time. So he was starting to blow out of his arse, which is a bit of a shame. So I brought on Embolo just to inject some pace. Great ball from Matthews there into Poulsen. Poulsen on that right-hand side. Nice little bit of trickery. Tries to go around the defender. And I personally thought it was a foul, but the referee said play on. The ball was not there for the defender to win, and he completely took Poulsen out. But full respect to Poulsen, he just got up and continued playing. But a beautiful ball from Poulsen into Embolo. Embolo with a great shot that unfortunately hits the keeper and just squirms over the crossbar and on top of the net. Would have been nice for that one to rattle in, but the great thing about Embolo, he gives us pace, he gives us a nice outlet. Great crossing from Javo from the corner. Unfortunately, the header was not what we wanted, but a nice ball back inside to Poyet. Poyet with a shot and a great defensive block. But it was all down to Embolo again doing the business. And as you can see, the referee did in fact award a penalty. For what purpose? I've got to say, it's not a penalty. It really isn't a penalty in any way, shape or form, in my personal opinion. As you will see here, the player's running. The Bristol City lad has made an attempt to stop the ball because it's being shot. Poulsen's run into him and the referee's awarded a penalty. Extremely harsh penalty in my personal opinion. Not a penalty, but at the end of the day, Sacco steps up, Sacco dispatches, and we nick a 2-1 lead in the 90th minute, right in front of our fans, which is even better. But I've got to feel for Bristol City. To be fair, they deserved a replay or extra time. They deserved something out of the game, and unfortunately, they're not going to get anything out of the game. That was the last moment of the game. They had kick-off, and then it was done and dusted. It wasn't a penalty. It's an absolutely atrocious decision by the referee. Really was atrocious. But the man of the match for me has to be Sacco. He really is looking quite sharp at this moment in time. Really looking sharp. Hopefully he can find some form. He had a couple of opportunities. If he had scored them, oh my days, he would be absolutely on fire, literally on fire. So hopefully we can keep him in form, keep him clear of injuries, and keep him playing good football. So we're going to go and address Kiarte's interest in increasing his wages, which, to be fair, the boy is absolutely astounding. As you will see, I renew Collins' contract. I think it's a bit silly not to. Collins is a great servant. He's a great player, and we need to keep the lads at the moment because we are literally bare bones. So I don't want anyone going in the summer or, you know, being tempted away in January. So I am going to offer a few players some contracts, and of course 30,000 a week for Kiarte is a bargain.